Hello, and today we're doing an FPL review for Game Week, double Game Week 25, that's right. And it was a very good week, that's for sure. Very, very happy with my score of, 82. That's what we love to see, really is. With the -4 hit, 78, but 82, lovely stuff. The Game Week average was actually quite high this week, to be fair. It was 55, and you would think that would be slightly higher for a double game week, but there was a lot of big hitters, once again blanking. But let's review what it was, a decent week. So yeah, basically, this is my team for this week and how it did. It's a little bit blurry, as you can see there, but you can just about make out most of it. So we had there, in goal, the man, the myth, the legend that is Sanchez. I mean, what a legend. Oh no, he goes and doesn't get a clean sheet. It's typical, isn't it? As soon as everyone backs Sanchez, and as soon as everyone backs Brighton, he goes and doesn't get a clean sheet. It's just quite frustrating. 1 pointer, and his clean sheet run ends. Oh well. But he had done well for me up to that point, so maybe I can't be too hard on him. And then Ben Mee just gets a yellow card, just frustrating me. Like, there's just no need for it. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. And Daniel Ings, my transfer this week, absolute letdown. Ralph Hasenhüttl, there's just no need for it. Why you have to bench him against Leeds is beyond me. Your best player, and you play Che Adams over him, who hasn't been scoring goals in like 10 games. Just no, alright? And then he takes him off in the Chelsea game with 6 minutes to go, at a point where Southampton could actually go on and win the game. I was all aboard the Ings Express, choo-choo, the Pad Ingston Express, but I might have to be off the rails at this point. I might have to be, you know, departing the station, because honestly, that was a nightmare. And I was in that double game week, getting him for that double game week for 2 games, and he got most of the game against Chelsea, did nothing. Fair play, I didn't expect him to. But against against Leeds, sorry, we expected a big haul, and he didn't even play 35 minutes. What a joke. So yeah, Danny Ings, very, very frustrating. Antonio absolutely punished me for selling him. I mean, he had no double game week, and he had a game against Spurs, so it was all the things pointing towards the right decision, but he has to go and score against Spurs. To be fair, he always does score against Tottenham, and yeah, I said earlier on the last couple of weeks I wanted to start playing form over fixture, because this season is just so crazy and it's so hard to predict, and it does make fantasy difficult, but there's just no need for it, Antonio, to go and score as soon as I get rid of you. And of course, his replacement for Antonio was my replacement was Danny Ings, and he goes and gets 3 points. So really frustrating. I mean, I missed out on about 4 points there, which is a bit annoying. But then also we transferred out, of course, James Rodriguez for Rafinha, once again with Danny Ings for the 2 games, but at least Rafinha outscored Rodriguez. He was always going to, I suppose, with the guarantee of minutes and 2 games. He even got bonus points in a game that Leeds didn't do well in. But unfortunately, James Rodriguez has to bite me back as well and get an assist in that Liverpool win, which meant it was 6 points, but ultimately we weren't punished too badly. And, you know, we only missed out on, 6 points or how many? No, we only missed out on... No, I don't think we even missed out on that much, because Rodriguez wouldn't have done that much. And we did take the -4, but I think that the -4 was probably worth it to get Rafinha in. Maybe just not the one for Danny to Antonio, or, sorry, the other way around. So the point is, it's a bit of a mess, this, and the transfers, I've just had no luck with them. It's not even that my transfers have been too knee-jerky, it's just the transfers have a logical sequence to them, and that's why I'm locking them in each week, but they're just not helping me out. And yeah, if I'd have left it and Antonio and Rodriguez play, then maybe I get slightly more points, but it wouldn't have made a massive difference. And also, it does mean that I've got that Leeds triple up for Game Week 29 when they do play in that blank game week. So it's not the end of the world. Danny Ings, though, doesn't play in 29. He does double in 27, so I've got to think about that. But really, really let down in the Game Week 25 double. So you hate to see that. And actually, it turns out that Edouard Mendy, the week I don't play him, he actually does do worse. Does do better, sorry, than Sanchez, which is pretty rare for my team. But when I've wanted him to do well, Mendy has done. And there was that one occasion where Sanchez came on for him when he missed the Newcastle game, Edouard Mendy. But he got 2 points, no clean sheet, but actually 1 point better than Sanchez. It is what it is, you know, we don't really mind about that. Ultimately, Duke Dallas, what a god. Like, this guy literally is just brilliant. And there's only been one time this season, only 1 week of the season, that we haven't massively got the most out of Dallas's goals. And that was Game Week 21, when we benched him with such a tricky fixture away to Leicester, and he went and scored. But other than that, every time he scored, he's been in our team. And what did we say at the start of the season? This guy's going to be the new Lord Lundstrom? Mate, can I just say, hashtag called it, and he's doing absolute bits week in, week out. 17-pointer. I mean, the first game, not ideal. The clean sheet gone with an own goal from Meslier, but he made up for it in the second game, and absolutely love it. So, Stuart Dallas, you are not leaving my team for the end of eternity. He's at it again. Thank goodness, though, I did bench Aaron Cresswell. I was thinking at one point it might have to be that Cresswell came in for Ilkay Gundawan, but Gundawan was past fit to play against Arsenal, so that was fine. Of course, he didn't do anything, just the 3-pointer there, but it's better than Cresswell, who got 2 points. And at one time, it looked like Cresswell on my bench was going to be a mistake, but luckily Spurs did score through Lucas Moura to take away the clean sheet. Cresswell nearly even got a bonus, but he was a few off what he was supposed to get, and I think Rice was ahead of him anyway. So, glad I benched him, basically. That was a unfortunate blank for Aaron there. And the frustrating thing is, I was going to captain one of Rafinha or Bruno, and I didn't. Both two players got 12 points. What a haul from Bruno Fernandes. That guy is an absolute machine. He just gets points every week. And it would be a brave person to transfer him out. He really was brilliant. My vice-captain this week did get a yellow, which is a frustrating one, but he more than made up for it. A goal, an assist, and 3 bonuses. Have a bit of that, son. So yeah, absolutely amazing from Bruno, and absolutely amazing from Rafinha. What a free kick against Southampton. That was just beautiful. Curled it past McCarthy, and I was so close to that Rafinha captaincy. I said it in my FPL preview. Should I just go with Rafinha? I wish I had, because he would have got me 24 points. And really, I just followed the crowd, and I wish I didn't have. With captaining Bamford, everyone did it, and he did return. You know, he did score against Southampton, but it would have been nicer. And in hindsight, I just think captaining a midfielder is just a better strategy than a forward. Depends, obviously, if it's a double game week. If they got 2 games, then maybe the forward is the way to go. And that was what I was thinking this week. But most weeks, most normal weeks, the defender is probably risky. The forward is all right, but the midfielder gets you bonus points a lot, and clean sheets, and obviously more points for a goal. So ultimately, I think that it was, you know, not the worst decision to captain Bamford, but imagine if I'd have captained Bruno or Rafinha. But it is what it is. He made up for it against Southampton. Another Diaz bonus. This guy is a legend. Portuguese, solid at the back. Man of the match performance against Arsenal. He's once again so solid. And it's a shame I didn't play Stones with him, because they're, of course, the great partnership. But it was Arsenal. I didn't know how dangerous they would be. You know, recently Aubameyang's been a bit hot and cold, and I didn't know if this would be one of the nights where he would do well, and it wasn't. But, you know, in hindsight, Diaz did score more points than Stones, so it could have been worse. I could have done it the other way around, but Stones did sit on the bench. But Ruben Diaz just doing bits, getting bonuses. It's just simple stuff, really. He's just so consistent. So that's what you love to see. And then I was so glad that actually I did not transfer out Jack Grealish. I was so tempted to take the -8 hit for this double game week 25, and I nearly did, but I didn't. I stuck with the -4, and it was a good decision because I had Dominic Calvert-Lewin on my bench, and I was kind of really not sure what to do, whether to play him or bench him. And there was rumours of that Grealish injury. We didn't know how true those rumours were, but it's been leaked that those were the real true rumours, and basically Villa have had their players banned from playing FPL because of it. Apparently Matt Targett transferred him in or something. Bit dodgy, really. But ultimately, I was a good boy. I didn't transfer in Grealish on those rumours that were, you know, obviously a little bit controversial. But ultimately, he did miss the game. So it was perfect for Calvert-Lewin to come in. So that's what you love to see, really. The legendary Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He doesn't care what fixture it is. He just gets points. Because it's another assist from Calvert-Lewin. DCL doing the bits. Legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Brilliant. The impact assist off the bench. And he probably didn't deserve it. It's probably not a penalty. Trent is just literally lying on the floor. And he runs up to him. Gets knocked over. But do we mind that it wasn't deserved? Not one jot, because it's 4 points for the striker. You love to see it, you know, it's just solid stuff, really. And then Ilkay Gundawan, my absolute legend, didn't deliver this week, and he's still a massive superstar, you know, since we brought him in all the way back against that game against Sheffield United, the one we happened to captain him, and he didn't score. And that was all the way back in the game week 20... Was it 21? I think it was. Yeah. But since then, since that Sheffield United game, he's been absolutely brilliant. Assist against Burnley. Then it was a lovely little double against Liverpool. The same thing against Spurs. How he did that, I don't know. Then he got, obviously, in the Man City game, he didn't do anything. But it was fine because he didn't play, so it's pretty hard to do anything. But yeah, amazing against Spurs, and then against Arsenal, nothing there. But ultimately, he's still a great player to own. And Man City have 2 fixtures in game week 26, so watch out for that. 3 points in 25 though, and against Arsenal, it is what it is. He's only just come back from that groin injury. He'll probably fit back into his usual goal-scoring form in game week 26. But anyway, despite his blank, I'm still happy with him. And you know, one player that I'm not happy with at the minute, but he's still a great player, and that is Mohamed Salah. He's still the Egyptian king. He's still got massive goal threat. And the odd blank, occasionally, isn't a nightmare. You know, he does score even when Liverpool aren't playing well. And even if Liverpool can't retain their Premier League crown, the odd blank is not an absolute nightmare. People transferring him out, I can 100% guarantee that's a good decision. But I'm sticking with it because it's Mo Salah. Like, he probably will make you regret it. And talking of regret, James Rodriguez, leave it out. The assist against Liverpool. But his replacement, Rafinha, you know, at least with the Ings one, you can say that's a bit of a bad decision. With this one, ultimately, Rafinha was one of the players of the week. Absolutely quality this week. Really, really looking good. And Bamford did fairly well with the captaincy, all things considered. So, overall, pretty strong game week. We're pretty happy with this. 82 points. But it should have been better. Because Ings, you know, got absolutely horrendously benched. Antonio and Rodriguez returned as soon as they left my team. And the Ben Mee yellow card was a frustrating one. Sanchez, no clean sheet, is what it is. But a solid clean sheet for Ben Mee at least. And it's just a shame I benched Stones. He is so solid at the back. And he just can't stop keeping clean sheets. I beat the average at the end of the day by 27 points. And it is a much needed green arrow by 23k. So that's a massive rise. So big for my team. We were struggling. And a green arrow is just what we needed ahead of this massive game week 26. It's the biggest game week of the season with 14 teams doubling. So my preview of that will be coming on Saturday, 11 o'clock. Do not miss it. It is an absolute humdinger. But it's a massive green arrow. We've gone up to 232,533. Originally we were on about 255k, I think. So, we're steady progress, we're getting better, and we've got to keep this up now, especially with all these doubles to come. But 1,570 overall points. We have gone up in most of our mini leagues, down in a couple, but generally it's been very positive. But ultimately, you'd say maybe about 8 points shy this week, with Ings disappointing, with Sanchez not getting the clean sheet, and especially with the man, the myth, the legend, Mo Salah, once again blanking. That Liverpool team is on a bit of a rocky road, it's got to be said. But other than that, a pretty good game week. Everything's looking up. And now it's time for the biggest game week of the season, double game week 26. And there is an absolute feast of football to be had. So hopefully it's going to be a big one. The last double game week, of course, I scored 124 points. That was amazing. With the wild card, it would have been nice to have the wild card this week, but we can't have that luxury. We go into the next week seeing what we do. And thanks for watching this review. I'll see you next time.